Okay, so here's something wild. Did you know the opening match of the World Cup at SoFi Stadium had suite tickets priced as high as $209,000? That's not just a game, that's an investment.
That's incredible. And it wasn't just about the soccer, right? It was a full-blown cultural event. Let's dive into it.
Welcome to DeActa Daily Digest. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Juniper. Here are today's top stories.
So let's start with the World Cup opener at SoFi Stadium. This wasn't just a soccer match, it was a spectacle. The writer of the article described it as an experience that went far beyond the game itself. What stood out to you?
Well, first off, the sheer scale of it all. The writer mentioned that even though they didn't know the formal rules of soccer, they were completely drawn in by the energy of the event. That says a lot about how the World Cup isn't just for diehard fans, it's for everyone. And then there's the suite experience. Fully stocked bars, continuous catering, commemorative glass tickets. It's like a luxury hotel room with a front row seat to history.
Exactly. And those suites, they're priced between $80,000 and $209,000 for the opening match. But here's the kicker. The writer got in with a 10-a-month SoFi Plus membership. That's like finding a golden ticket in a chocolate bar. It's a reminder that sometimes access is about knowing the right opportunities.
And it wasn't just the suites that made the night special. The pre-game performances were like a music festival lineup. Katy Perry, Lisa, Rema, Anita, and Future. It's clear they wanted to make this more than just a game. They wanted it to be a cultural moment. And being in Los Angeles, there were celebrities everywhere. The writer spotted Chloe Bailey, Dylan Efron, Sterling K. Brown, and Jay Ellis, among others.
Right. And that's what makes events like this so unique. It's not just about the game on the field, it's about the atmosphere, the people, the shared experience. The writer even said they learned the flow of the match just by watching the reactions of the people around them. That's the kind of immersive experience that turns casual observers into fans.
And let's not forget the game itself. The U.S. beat Paraguay 4-1, which is a pretty dominant performance. It's one thing to have all the glitz and glamour, but at the end of the day, the match has to deliver. And it did. The U.S. team set the tone for their tournament campaign with that win.
Speaking of the tournament, let's move on to the next story. The round of 32 matchups. This is where the stakes get higher and every game matters. What stood out to you about these matchups?
First off, the diversity of teams and styles is what makes this stage so exciting. You've got Brazil facing Japan, Germany taking on Paraguay, and the Netherlands up against Morocco. Each of these matchups has its own narrative, its own set of key players to watch.
Like Vinicius Jr. for Brazil. He's been a standout player so far, and his performance could be the deciding factor against Japan. The article mentioned how he scored a crucial equalizer when Brazil was trailing Morocco in the group stage. He's the kind of player who can change the game in an instant.
And then there's Kai Havertz for Germany. He's the kind of player who thrives in high-pressure situations. Paraguay's defense is known to be compact and disciplined, so Germany will need someone like Havertz to break through. It's a classic clash of styles. Germany's attacking prowess versus Paraguay's defensive resilience.
And let's not overlook Brian Brobby for the Netherlands. He's had a fantastic group stage, scoring 3 goals and forming a great partnership with his teammates. Morocco will have their hands full trying to contain him. It's fascinating to see how individual players can shape the outcome of these games, especially at this stage of the tournament.
What I love about these matchups is how they showcase the global nature of the World Cup. You've got teams from different continents, different footballing traditions, all competing on the same stage. It's a reminder of why this tournament is so special. It's not just about the sport, it's about bringing the world together.
And the accessibility of it all is worth mentioning too. With games airing on Fox and streaming on Fox One, fans have multiple ways to tune in. It's a far cry from the days when you had to rely on a single TV channel to catch the action. Now you can watch from anywhere, which only adds to the global appeal.
Absolutely. But let's shift gears to our third story, which is a bit heavier. The fragile peace between the U.S. and Iran over the Strait of Hormuz. This is a situation that's as complex as it is precarious. Where do we even begin?
The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most strategically important waterways in the world. It's a choke point for global energy shipments, and any disruption there has massive implications, not just for the US and Iran, but for the entire global economy. The recent flare-up highlights just how high the stakes are.
What's fascinating is how this ceasefire came about. Both sides seem to have realized that escalating the conflict wasn't in their best interests. For Iran, the memorandum brought some sanctions relief and allowed them to resume oil shipments, which is crucial for their struggling economy. For the U.S., avoiding a prolonged conflict helped stabilize oil prices and eased domestic political pressures.
But the truce is incredibly fragile. The article mentions how both sides are interpreting the memorandum differently, which has already led to confrontations. Iran's recent strikes on merchant vessels and U.S. bases were essentially a way to test the limits of the agreement. It's a dangerous game, and one misstep could unravel the whole thing.
And then there's the political dimension. President Trump's rhetoric has been all over the place. One minute he's threatening severe consequences, and the next he's emphasizing restraint. That kind of inconsistency makes it hard to predict what will happen next, which only adds to the tension.
The broader question is whether this fragile peace can hold long enough for meaningful negotiations to take place. The memorandum has a 60-day window for reaching a comprehensive agreement, but given the history of U.S.-Iran relations, that feels like a tall order. The internal dynamics of Iran's leadership and the partisan debates in the U.S. only complicate matters further.
It's a classic case of short-term gains versus long-term challenges. Both sides have reasons to maintain the truce for now, but the underlying issues, like Iran's nuclear program and control over the strait, remain unresolved. It's hard to see a path to a definitive end to the conflict without addressing those deeper tensions.
Agreed. If anything, this situation underscores the importance of diplomacy, even when it feels like an uphill battle. The stakes are too high to let this escalate into a full-blown war. But as the article points out, the road ahead is likely to be slow, contentious, and politically costly.
So, what's the takeaway from all of this? Whether it's the World Cup or geopolitics, these stories remind us of the complexity and interconnectedness of the world we live in. Sports, culture, and international relations, they're all part of the same global tapestry.
Well said. And if there's one thing we can learn, it's that even in the most challenging situations, there's always room for hope, whether it's a thrilling soccer match or a fragile peace agreement. Let's hope both stories continue to unfold in positive ways.
Here's to that. Until next time.